This is Soapbox Radio. Potting it out there with my lime boots. The Lifestyle Edit.
Hey guys, it's Ryan. It's a Thursday afternoon, 4 o'clock in Joburg, coming to you from a very cold and wet Joburg this afternoon. We finally got some rain. I think we're going to have it for the next couple of days. And today we're doing a Wellbeing Edit show, a show in which we will look at not only an inspirational South African woman and what she is doing, the amazing things that she's doing, but also at a project which aims to bring well-being to those who cannot afford it and its benefits. A bit of a strange topic for me, you may think, especially when I tell you that the well-being we'll be discussing today revolves mainly around infants and babies. So let me set the scene for you. It was early May this year that I found myself attending a Johnson & Johnson's baby event at the Melrose Arch Art Gallery. I was one of only about 3 guys in the audience, totaling around 60 people. I found one of the other guys and made a beeline for him. He turned out to be the MD of the Baby Expo and a father himself. I was, and still am, not a father. What was I doing there? I was there to find out more about a new Johnson & Johnson's baby project, and I was captivated by what I heard. One of the speakers that morning in May was Dr. Carol Glela, who I'm privileged to have on the show today to discuss what she is doing and to tell us more about this project. But before we say hello to Dr. Glela, let's first give you some background on Dr. Carol Glela. Dr. Carol Glela is a pediatric dermatologist at the Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital in Cape Town. Born and bred in KwaMashu near Durban, she was one of a few township children to pursue tertiary studies and keep studying. She was the first recipient of Netcare's Hamilton Narkis Clinical Scholarship in 2007, which enabled her to complete a PhD in clinical medicine at Oxford University in England. Her ongoing research into the human T lymphotropic virus type 1, she might have to just correct me on that one, has made her South Africa's leading expert on the virus, as well as a highly regarded contributor to the international body of knowledge developed around it. During her community service a year in a rural hospital in KZN, Dr. Glela realized that the majority of patients they saw had skin rashes, and getting to a specialist often involved a journey of almost 300 kilometers. Dr. Glela attained her master's and a PhD from Oxford University. Upon her return to South Africa in 2012, she was encouraged to remain in pediatrics. Today, Dr. Glela is one of 2 pediatric dermatologists in the country, championing as a leading specialist in baby and child skincare. Her mission is to reduce skin conditions in babies and children and become the voice in pediatric dermatology in Africa. Welcome, Dr. Carol Glela. Firstly, welcome to you, and secondly, have I summed you and your passions up accurately?
You did, Ryan. Very much.
Good, glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you for your time this afternoon. It's an immense privilege to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Dr. Glela, tell me, what inspired you to pursue medicine and dermatology as a career path?
You have partly covered it, Ryan, because it was at the time when I was doing community service was in a rural hospital in KwaZulu-Natal, and observing that the majority of patients we were looking after at the time suffered from a whole lot of skin conditions. And my role was to try and ensure they get seen by specialists. But the fact that they had to travel such a long distance, as you covered in the introduction, and the logistical nightmare it took for me to try and secure them that appointment, at the time I got encouraged to do dermatology because I recognized that need. But of course, once in dermatology, I fell in love with the skin.
Okay, and the love for medicine, Dr. Glela, does it run in the family? Or was it something that you've always had as a passion in your heart?
Not really. I must say that I only went into medicine because it wasn't even based on career guidance. I went into medicine because I did the correct subjects at high school, and it felt like the correct pathway. I didn't really have a plan, I must admit, but I'm just glad that in this long journey of mine, I've since found my passion. But it wasn't something I'd planned long in advance, I must say.
Oh, I'm glad that you followed this passion because, as I said, you are one of only 2 pediatric dermatologists in the country. You're quite specialized in your field, Dr. Glela.
I am, yes.
You then shifted your field to specialize in pediatric dermatology after following dermatology. Why the speciality in babies and children, Dr. Glela?
So, Ryan, because, as you said, after qualifying with my PhD in Oxford, England, I had to return to the country, to South Africa, to try and focus on research at the time. But my mentors then encouraged me to just stay focused in children. And of course, by this time, I've already found my love for skin. So marrying pediatrics and dermatology seemed not a difficult decision at the time. So I literally followed, more you'd say, advised by my mentors, but it helped that I already had the passion for dermatology. And right now, I truly think I found my passion. I do not see myself doing anything else.
Okay, and at the time, was there specifically a shortage of pediatric dermatologists? Was that a part of the speciality calling?
Believe it or not, that was not the inspiration, Ryan. But of course, it has helped that my being involved and having worked in the position for a while has even heightened that awareness of mine. And part of what I hope to do is to help train a lot more of pediatric dermatologists because there's such a demand.
Great. Guys, hang around. I'll be back with Dr. Clela shortly. We want to hear from you. Send us your questions on Facebook and on Twitter. I'll be back with the good doctor shortly.
This is Soapbox Radio. Potting it out there with My Lime Boots. The Lifestyle Edit. Share your thoughts and be part of the show now. Send a message on Twitter or Facebook at My Lime Boots. Find My Lime Boots on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. At My Lime Boots. And on YouTube. At My Lime Boots Live.
I'm back this afternoon chatting to Dr. Carol Clela, pediatric dermatologist based in Cape Town. She joins us live via Skype this afternoon. Dr. Clela, you're a brand ambassador of the Johnson's Baby Healthy Skin Project. Tell us a little bit more about this project.
Yes, Ryan, I have partnered with Johnson's in this project, the Johnson's Baby Healthy Skin Project, and the overall aim of which is help improve the health of over 3 million babies in South Africa by 2020, which is quite an ambitious goal, but it is quite exciting when you think about its potential. It's otherwise a marriage between three partners. That it's healthcare practitioners such as myself, it's Johnson's themselves, and the non-governmental organization called Unjani Clinic. So with the three of us as partners can bring in different offerings. In that I come in as an evidence-based healthcare skin healthcare educator. In other words, I bring in education while Johnson's bringing a financial muscle and the NGO is addressing the disparity of the shortage of healthcare centers in the country.
Yes, now I was at that event in May. I think, like I said, I was one of the only 3 men in the room that day that you spoke, that the project was launched. And the Njani link to me really touched my heart to see what is being done through Njani. Would you like to share Njani's part in this project and how they are sort of actioning a lot of this campaign?
Yes. So the Unjani clinics, as I said earlier, it's aimed at addressing this disparity of the fact that, as it is, a majority of our population depends on this already overly burdened public healthcare sector, such that our parents, mothers and their babies have to travel long distances to get to clinics. Even when they get there, they find them full, and sometimes they have to be sent back home with a view to returning to get seen. So the Unjani clinics serve the aim of which the way this project is structured is that the Unjani clinics should be accessible to just about anyone, such that mothers can just walk into the nearest Unjani clinic, get the information they need, get the basic health care that they need, and do not have to endure this burden of having to go back and forth to clinics only to be seen after maybe 3 times.
Sure.
That's the Njani part, yeah.
And Njani is located in underprivileged areas throughout South Africa, or is it still just Gauteng at the moment?
Well, it's currently still in Gauteng, but which brings in the role played by Johnson's, because Johnson's come in with the financial muscle to help with the expansion of these clinics. So it's mainly in Gauteng, but the aim is to have them expanded throughout the country, so that yes, they should all be in accessible areas, but throughout the country and not only Gauteng. So that's what Johnson's is working on. And of course, Johnson's also bringing products. They are also going to be providing free products to the babies that go into these Unjani clinics. clinics. And that is how this partnership is working.
Sure. Okay. I think the two things that really appealed to me was the baby skin, which we're going to talk about now, because I've never had reason to contemplate baby skin. I don't have children. And also the Njani link, as we spoke about, in terms of them being self-sustaining. They are owner-managed businesses, so that really just every box has been ticked on this project to me. Dr. Khlela, listening to you in May when you gave your presentation, you spoke about baby skin health and why it is so important. As a person who does not have children, this was never something I contemplated. Talk to us about the skin, the baby skin health, and why it is such an important issue.
Yes, it is very important. It is vital for people to realize the important role that the skin plays in the health of babies. You see, people should know there is a reason why the skin is the largest organ of the body and why it is external as opposed to other organs that we appreciate, such as the liver, the lung. It is external so that it provides this protection that we, meaning adults and even children, so desperately need. In that it serves as a first line of defense. And remember, babies at this stage, their immunity is still developing. So the skin serves as this important immune organ, protecting the baby such that unwanted substances do not penetrate easily. And of course, it doesn't lose hydration easily either. But the problem is that baby skin at that stage is not yet fully developed. It is 30% thinner than that of an adult.
Sure.
And loses moisture 2 times. There's even literature saying up to 5 times compared to that of an adult. And because of that, it needs special care. Because for it to provide this protection that we all need from the skin, it needs to be intact and thus healthy. And when it is healthy, it can provide the function that we want to perform. But because of in baby skin is so thin and loses moisture easily, it is very easy for baby, if it's not well taken care of, for it to crack easily and allow unwanted substances to get in, and of course loses moisture easily as well.
Okay, now this state of baby skin is something I never realized, and obviously certain products are necessary to maintain the health of baby skin, and you add that requirement together with situations which are probably challenged financially, you probably find people just using the products that they use on themselves as adults, as the parents, on the babies, not realizing they're perpetuating a rather serious problem.
Exactly.
Okay, so Dr. Khlela, tell us, what are some of the most common problems that you see amongst babies in the townships?
You see, Ryan, those problems are born from, like you rightfully said, well-meaning mothers, but not knowing, I would say lack of knowledge. So mothers use products that are not suitable for baby skin, and unfortunately, some of these products are damaging to baby skin. So they dry the skin. When the skin is dry, it itches. When it itches, baby scratches, it cracks. And unfortunately, once it cracks, it allows infections to come in, and it's infections that range from bacteria, viral, you name it. And then unfortunately, because baby's immunity is still developing at that time, some babies cannot withstand some of these infections that start off very easily. I mean, that are minor, that would have otherwise been withstood by me and you. But because baby skin is so thin and infections come in and immunity is still not strong enough, these infections can go into other vital organs and end up really seriously compromising the health of that baby. So I'm saying it starts off simply with just dry skin, but it can end up with fatalities.
Sure, that's quite something. So then, Dr. Khlela, what is it you want to educate most mothers about? What advice do you want to give to them? We've spoken about the hydration in the skin. Is that the main point, or are there a couple of issues that lie close to your heart in terms of communicating to mothers?
Yes. So firstly, it's just to encourage mothers to take stock of what they are applying in baby skin. In other words, not just to apply just about anything, but remember how delicate baby skin is, and therefore be careful what they wash with. But when they have to make a decision as to what to wash with, they should try and stick to products that are specially formulated for baby skin. Because there's a whole lot of companies that have, spent time and financial muscle to develop these products. But of course, without them, they can still just use pure water. So take stock on what they apply. When they have to apply products, they apply products that are suitable for baby skin. And of course, they have to make sure that the baby skin is moisturized, because when the baby skin is moisturized, it is kept intact. When it's intact, it keeps the hydration in and protects the baby from infections. And lastly, mothers should do their best to ensure that baby skin is protected from the sun. So it's all those factors, or they are not mutually exclusive. In other words, they are all important and should be considered by mothers.
Okay, great. Guys, hang around. Be back with Dr. Khlela shortly.
You're tuned in to Soapbox Radio. Podding it out there with My Line Boots. Share your thoughts and be part of the show now. Send a message on Twitter or Facebook at MyLineBoots. Find My Line Boots on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook at My Line Boots, and on YouTube at My Line Boots Live.
I'm back this afternoon chatting to pediatric dermatologist Dr. Carol Khlela, live from Cape Town via Skype. Tell me, Dr. Khlela, is it easy for SA mothers to access skincare advice and treatment for their babies? What I'm asking is enough information readily available for them?
Far from it, Ryan. Oh. And I believe that this is the reason we're doing what we're doing, promoting rather the education that is necessary, because it's not currently available. And more so the presence of the fact that we're working on Unjani clinics is because information is not readily available for mothers, particularly for skincare, because for some reason the skin is not regarded as a vital organ by a lot of people. A lot of people do not regard it as important as they would do the lung, the heart. So it is unfortunately not available. I'm talking about information not readily available, but we hope to improve this by Unjani clinics, and of course this type of communication that we're doing, myself and yourself right now.
Okay, and then tell me the project you've partnered, as you said in the beginning, with Johnson's and Unjani. For what period is that? How long was that partnership going to be carrying on for?
Well, I hope I could say until 3 million babies have been saved. But at the moment, my partnership is meant to. Okay, this arrangement is meant to end at the end of this year. But I hope to continue educating communities, mothers, and whoever cares to listen on the importance of baby skin care beyond my partnering with Johnson's. But of course, I'm happy to continue with Johnson's should they seek for that.
Wonderful. Tell me, Dr. Khlela, what is your personal mission in life, and how do you see your work impacting on communities?
Yeah, well, I want to believe that my mission is to help reduce skin conditions in babies and children. That's just one. But I'm also passionate about educating parents, as I said, medical professionals, medical corporations about innovative and simple skin solutions. This is through the research that I've done and the campaigns, of course, that I've partaken in. But all in all, with the view to help save babies.
Okay. And are people entering dermatology, especially pediatric dermatology? Is it becoming more, or more people taking that career path?
I know that there's a lot of desire, I would say, certainly demand, and the interest is there, but it's facilities that are not readily available. By facilities, I just mean there's not enough training centers for that to be done. But that's part of my mission. Perhaps that's what you were looking for, Ryan. Part of our mission is to help establish and develop this profession, and more so produce as many pediatric dermatologists as can be produced within South Africa. And I'm working on that plan.
Okay, that sounds like the industry's in good hands if it's in your hands, Dr. Khlela.
Thank you, Ryan.
Dr. Khlela, I see you actively participate in various community outreach projects, including community education. You have also been called upon to consult as a skin science expert. Tell me more about these projects and your experiences. What were your takeaways from these?
Well, I can't even enumerate the different projects, but I can tell you in one instance I was requested by Johnson's themselves to participate in healthcare in some form of a training program. It was healthcare professional training program where I was educating midwives and nursing sisters from World Baby Clinics, where I was teaching them about common pediatric skin disorders. So that is just one of the many, but the intention is to continue because there is such a need out there.
Yeah, sounds like a very big need, Dr. Khlela.
Yes.
100%. Guys, hang around. I'm coming back with Dr. Khlela shortly.
This is Soapbox Radio. Potting it out there with My Lime Boots. The Lifestyle Edit. Share your thoughts and be part of the show now. Send a message on Twitter or Facebook at My Lime Boots. Find My Lime Boots on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at My Lime Boots, and on YouTube at My Lime Boots Live.
I'm back this afternoon chatting to Dr. Carol Gleller live from Cape Town via Skype as we discuss pediatric dermatology. And I see Nita has sent us a message on Facebook, Dr. Gleller, just to say what a great initiative. Nita, definitely a great initiative. If someone like me who doesn't have children and even understand them and go and hear about a project like this, and if I'm touched that much by this project, I think you definitely will be too. And I'd encourage you to get the word out there. Nita is a blogger herself. Definitely something that is worthwhile giving coverage on. Dr. Gleller, talk to me about your upcoming community work plans.
It is mainly continuing with the current projects, this exciting project with Johnson's. This is, I'm talking about Johnson's Baby Healthy Skin Project. But I'm also, as I said earlier, continuing to work with different communities, and this is still educating mothers on about skin health of their babies. And the whole intention is to continue impacting on positively in the lives of babies in South Africa. But there's no specific other than Johnson's project. There's no other project that I can tell you offhand right now.
Sure. And Dr. Gleller, when you speak to these mothers and you tell them what we've been discussing this afternoon, are they open and receptive to what you have to say, or do they find themselves so financially constrained that, one bar of soap has to serve for the whole family? Is the message easily taken?
Firstly, I have to say that I have been pleasantly surprised by how appreciative the mothers are when they get to hear what we're talking about. Because truthfully, there has not been focus on the importance of skincare, baby skincare generally. So suddenly mothers are, they're encouraged and they can say, so they know now suddenly how they can look after baby skin. But more importantly, understanding that importance has become very valuable, and mothers are very appreciative. As to the financial limitations, I do not find a lot of that, because mothers are still, every mother just wants to do the best for their baby. Sure. And they get even more excited at the knowledge that they can be directed specifically as to how to ensure that baby is healthy. So they tend to they're prepared to can spend just about anything as long as it is towards keeping their babies healthy.
I suppose that's the driving force behind any mother, has that love and appreciation for their child. And it's a case of education, initiatives like this that you have with Johnson's and Njani, getting it out there. Tell me, Dr. Gleller, how would a mother listening this afternoon, and if she is looking for that advice and that care, how would she go about finding it? Would she just look for up Njani?
Well, as I said earlier, the Njani clinics are unfortunately limited to Gauteng, but if they can just go to those that are already available or already accessible in Gauteng, they should. In terms of accessing further information, they can also access my website. I'm at www.drgleller.co.za, and I have a Facebook page where I'm Dr. Carol Gleller, and in other words, they can go into the media stream. They can go to Njani clinics, and at the moment, the only other facilities that they can access is the public health, the public sector systems, which is the various clinics and hospitals, especially for places where Njani clinics have not been yet established.
Okay, and are these education initiatives taking place in the public space, in the public clinics?
Well, unfortunately, not about the Njani. They would. Yeah, I was more referring to when they have specific questions about skin health.
Okay.
But knowing more about Njani clinics at the moment, access is only in Gauteng, as I said. Okay. But they can obviously find more information. They go onto the Johnson's website. They go into my website, as I said.
Okay. All right. Dr. Gleller, tell me, have you seen the impact from the Johnson's project in the communities in which you work?
The impact yet.
Have you seen the impact in the communities that you work?
Yes. You see, as I said, just because these clinics and the project that we've worked on has really been focusing on Gauteng, I cannot say, with confidence that I've been a direct. I've directly seen the impact outside Gauteng, but I know with the impact that it has had in Gauteng, I do believe that it will have similar, if not better, elsewhere. But in Gauteng, I know that there's a positive reception. If you go through media, you can see that there's a lot of activity going on, and that people are very appreciative, and they're already utilizing these clinics as we want them to.
Sure. I see Dr. Clela's just posted on my Facebook Live, which is running at the moment, a link to her website, drcarolclela.co.za. So if anyone is looking for information, we're going to share Dr. Clela's contact details shortly, but her website has been tagged on the Facebook Live video that's running right now. Dr. Clela, tell me top 3 things now. If a mother listening now realizes she needs to rethink the care of her infant, what are the top 3 things she should be thinking about? What are the 3 most important things she should be giving attention to if she realizes maybe she's been doing the wrong thing to date?
Yeah. And if it is focusing on looking after skin, then it is the steps that I went over earlier, Ryan. First and foremost is for them to stop. Stop and start again. So if they have been using products that are currently being used by other family members, in other words, they are the family products, they must just put that aside and start focusing on that baby. And the focus would be if they can spend on products that are formulated for baby skin, to then start. It's never too late to start. And then after that, to do their darndest to ensure that skin keeps getting moisturized. There are a whole lot of moisturizers out there. They come in lotion form, cream, gels, etc. So normally we choose which one depending on the baby skin at that time, baby skin need at that time, also depending on the weather, or rather the season. But there's a lot of options which they can take advantage of. And of course, as I said earlier, importantly is to start protecting the baby from the sun. Sure. And I must emphasize that we're talking both African and non-African mothers, because I think there's been a misconception that African baby skin doesn't need to be protected from the sun, and that clearly is a myth. So if mothers could start taking stock first, what am I really applying on my baby skin? Is this the correct product? If not, then go for the correct product that is in washing. And of course, go on and moisturize the skin, even if they think the skin is moisturized enough, to keep doing so, because that is how they will keep that skin healthy and, of course, protect from the sun. And until there is a skin problem, and when there is a skin problem, they definitely will have to take that child to the nearest healthcare center that they can reach.
Okay, Dr. Clela, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. This half an hour always seems to run past in 5 minutes. Before you go, just remind us, I know you have given us some of your details, just remind us where people listening can get hold of you.
So the website is drcarolclela.co.za. Facebook page is Dr. Carol Clela. I think there's a dot in between. And lastly, it's my Twitter handle, which is @Dr_Clela.
Great. Well, Dr. Clela, I wish you everything the best with your continuing partnership. Hats off to Johnson's, to you, and to you, Unjani, for getting involved in tackling something that is quite a big issue, and as you say, it causes problems that are unnecessary. I wish you everything of the best. I hope you get hold of your 3 million babies before the end of this year, and find another 3 million thereafter, as we keep taking education to people who need it and giving healthcare solutions to those who really need these solutions.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you so much, guys. That was Soapbox Radio. Next week, I have a rather interesting show. I'm going to be sharing with someone who took a week off as a vegan, or took a week off to be a vegan. I'm not going to tell you who that is, but she's going to share her experiences of this past week, of what she's been doing and what she found and how she felt. So join us next week for Soapbox Radio, when we chat around lifestyle choices. That was Soapbox Radio. I'm out of here, and I'll chat to you again next week.
You've been listening to Soapbox Radio. Potting it out there with My Line Boots. Find My Line Boots on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. @MyLineBoots, and on YouTube. @MyLineBoots Live. brandlive.co.za.
Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Grow! Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.